Alright, what's going on everybody, it's Theme here and welcome to today's video on the channel. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about KingsIsle and the recent decisions they've been making over there at the company. Now, this video will be divided into two sections: the raid controversy, which I've made, I think, two videos about now up to this point, but it's very important to bring up right now again. And we'll also be discussing the recent KingsIsle tweet that is pretty controversial, and I'll be filling you guys in on the details because I think a lot of players don't really understand what actually happened. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into this video. So starting off with the tweet, actually, I'll throw this up on screen right now, but basically this tweet is referring to the people and the players, both content creators and casual players, that have been getting banned due to chargebacks, basically. So we've had a couple of content creators get banned. You know, I know Gume got banned. I know Speedster, Cheerval got banned. You know, I'm not sure what other creators did get banned, but this affected a lot of people, right? Just not just the casuals. There's also creators. So this has been a pretty big problem for some time now. I've seen some tweets over on Twitter as well, saying this has been a problem since 2018, but it's just now becoming a lot more prevalent of a problem. So basically, if you do not know what a chargeback is, it's basically if I want to gift, let's go to the pack crown shop here. If I want to gift, I don't know, let's say I'm going to gift Jasmine a pack, right? So I gift Jasmine a pack here, right? That's done. She gets the pack, okay? Now, if I go to my bank or whatever the hell I do, and I'm like, hey, I want all my money back from this thing, yada yada. So I don't know, I'd probably get like 3 grand back from KingsIsle over the past 2 years, but KingsIsle would see that as, you know, me like stealing their money, and they'd ban my account, and I wouldn't have access to my account, right? So I'd get my money back and I'd be happy and all, but I'd lose my account and all my time I put into Wiz, obviously. Now, this is a problem because the fact that people don't have a way to turn off gifting in the game, you know? If you go to the settings here, right, there's no way to turn it off. So my point here is it's very exploitable for the bad person to do it. Like, if I wanted to target Jasmine and I have her on my list and I did this, I gifted her without her consent, and then I go to my bank right now and ask for a chargeback, she would be one of the players that would get banned because their account would be marked under fraudulent activity under investigation. Overall, my opinion on this situation is I think KingsIsle management, not the developers. I think it's management, not the developers. I want to make that clear. I don't think this is the developer's control. I think this is a upper management issue thing at KingsIsle. I think a policy change is overdue with this kind of thing. And I also think if your account is marked under fraudulent or, you know, suspicious investigation, I don't think you should just lose access to your account or be banned, you know? Maybe they could like take away your membership for a couple of days, or, you know, you could still play the game, but you can't do certain activities, you know? I think just waking up and seeing you are banned, again, for something that you may or may not have done, I think is just a little bit too far in my opinion. So at the end of the day, man, I think a policy change just needs to be put in place for when they're investigating the account to not just straight out ban it right away. Maybe give the player an email saying, hey, we're looking into your account. In the meantime, you can't spend crowns or you can't have a membership until we conclude our investigation. That would help. And it's very important to see who is actually the victim of these, right? The victim is not the person that wants the chargeback, right? That's a very, with respect, that's a very selfish thing to do, right? And you're hurting a lot of people by doing that, right? At the end of the day, that's the fact of the matter. So I think KingsIsle should really look into their TOS about that. Now, the next part about this topic is actually the fact that KingsIsle, right? This is over on Twitter, now the screenshot. KingsIsle is asking for players to basically mail them money. Now, I don't know if we're back in like the 1900s or something like this, or like in the 1800s where you just mail money in like an envelope or some shit. I don't know, man, but like it's it's a bit sus, you know? And if I saw this as a player right now, and to this day, I'm not even sure how legit this email is, by the way. Like when I first saw this, I think this is like literally fake. Like somebody photoshopped this or something. I honestly can't believe this, but after reading the comments and again seeing this date back to like 2018, it's really, really sad to see that there's so many again innocent players that are the victims in this scenario. It's just not fair for those players, and it's also not fair to KingsIsle that players are charging back like that. And I think again, for KingsIsle to prevent that, I think they need to update their terms of service on chargebacks in general. And I think they need to actually recognize who are the victims in these cases, and it's the innocent casual players, you know? Next up, I want to talk about the raid gear stuff. Now, I'm including two things in this video because I didn't really want to make two videos about it. I just want to make one big video talking about all the news right here. But raid gear meta is back just like how it was a couple months ago. Now, in case you don't know what I'm talking about, why the raid gear is meta, basically shadow raiding works now, and KingsIsle made Aeon gear basically all not shadow gear, right? So basically what this leaves casual players with is the fact that you only have the eternal gear with shadow chance. And right now in the meta, you're gonna need at least one piece of shad gear, maybe even two sometimes. But right now, I'm personally just recommending one for literally everybody at the moment. But if you have one, you'll be okay. But for the casuals, the only piece of shad gear you can get, I believe, is the Supreme Staff, which is really old, really dated, not updated, pretty bad, right? And you have the Eternal gear as well. But the Eternal gear is so freaking bad, you know, dude? Like, I can't recommend this to anybody. It's just so bad, you know, man? Like, I think KZL just did a really not so great job on this template with the stat distributions. In general, stats are just very unbalanced at max level right now, but you cannot be expected to run any of these pieces because they're just so awful. And the reasons they're bad is because comparatively to Aeon or Void or any of the other gear in competition, they just suck, you know? Or you look at like Storm's piece of gear compared to Life or Myth or Ice, they just suck, right? So you can't use Eternal because you're throwing, and then if you don't use a Shad piece, you're also throwing. So all that leaves you with is a wand that's outdated and like kind of mid, not that great. Or basically you have to be in a guild and go for a raid. Now, now the time I'm recording this audio, we'll be raiding, we'll be raiding in about 2 days in my guild. I will be streaming it over on Twitch at 7 p.m. Central Time as usual. But I am starting up raiding again because, you know, raid gear meta. I want to help people get their raid gear, stuff like that. I already have every single piece of raid gear, as you guys know, here on the channel. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to talk about in this video, y'all. Players are just really upset about the current state of raids and how unaccessible raids are and how, you know, game changing the gear is. And I think a simple solution, if you're a dev watching this video right now, would just be make the Eternal gear better, both comparatively and like just literally. So when I say comparatively, I'm saying like don't give Storm a bunch of dog shit stats and then give every other school like balance a bunch of good stats. And then the other part I'm talking about basically is the fact that the gear template doesn't have much difference from the raid gear or the Aeon boots, right? I'm trading 7 pierce for 3 resist, basically. Like, and then losing a ton of other stuff. It's pretty bad, you know, it's pretty bad. So on both of those regards, I think Eternal gear does need a buff. So these casual players can run Eternal efficiently. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about this video, y'all. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, I will see you guys on the next one. I think I'll have the fire PvP build out next for y'all. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. As always, take care, y'all.